Podcast doesn't exist. Welcome back for episode 23. Michael Jordan in the house. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, owner of the Dodgers. The Dodgers are in the news. Rivalry weekday versus the Padres. Is it a rivalry, Mitchell? Do you think so?
According to Max Muncy, no. According to everyone else, yes.
Yeah, some people in the Dodgers, they want to look at the Padres like their little brother, like they don't need them. But San Diego feels differently. The Dodgers right now, where they stand right now, the Dodgers coming in, everyone knows the big, bad Dodgers. Best team in the, maybe of all time, based on their roster. On paper. They win the paper World Series 9 times out of 10. But we're not playing on paper anymore. This is the real thing. This is the big leagues. And as we stand right now, the Dodgers are a half game up of San Francisco Giants. They are 1 game up with the Padres. So if they lose tonight, the Dodgers and the Giants win, which we could probably pencil them in. I mean, they're playing the Rockies. Come on. The Dodgers will be in 3rd place if they lose today, in all likelihood.
I did not believe that at first today.
Not a lot of people are paying attention. You know, you think Dodgers are so good, such a high payroll. You know, they made so many good acquisitions in the offseason. Like, there's no way these guys would be a 3rd place team. Well, life comes at you fast for the Dodgers, and some people think it's time to get worried about the Dodgers. Listen, if you take out their record, they started out 8-0, but since then 32-28. I don't know where that ranks in MLB, but you know, 4 games over 500. That's not looking good. I mean, the Padres are now, who are in 3rd in that division, are 10 games over 500. So they're 32-28 since that 8-0 start. They have, since May 1st, they're 19-18. They're about 15th in MLB, so that's just above the mid-doza line. They have a 4.5 ERA, 24th in MLB, 25th best starters in MLB, 22nd in relief in MLB. The pitching has been lackluster. Obviously, there's a lot of reasons for that, right? I mean, these arms are falling off. Like, what's something that falls off? Like if you take off. Like, name something that falls off a lot.
Hubcaps.
Yeah, their arms are falling off like hubcaps, man, and it's tough to watch. Since May 1st, also a lot of these guys. I mean, we listen out some guys who've been struggling on offense for the Dodgers since May 1st, at least. I'll be honest, this list of Conforto, Tommy Edman has fallen off. Outman, I don't think he's even played much in the major leagues right now. He's down in AAA. James, you're out, man. You're going down AAA. Teoscar Hernandez has struggled since May. I know he's dealing with an injury. Rushing and Rojas, what do you expect? I mean, you know, the offense has been great. Offense is not the problem. The really thing is definitely the injuries. And now we've said it 100 times, but 14 pitchers on the IL. 11 of those pitchers on the 60-day IL. So that's concerning. 14 pitchers on the IL. We all know that's not good. But 11 of those guys are on the 60-day. So you got to assume at least half of those 11 you're probably not seeing for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I think I looked it up, and of pitchers who have gone on the IL during the season and been activated, there's only one of the Dodgers pitchers. Either the guys who have come off the IL were guys who started the season on the IL, or they've gone on and they've just stayed on. So they're not healthy at all.
It's like, why don't they stretch more? I'm wondering.
You think they don't do enough arm stretches?
Yeah, like more bands, resistant bands, something, man. Like get in the pool, maybe some laps, some stretch. Like, you know, I just think stretching would help. But you know, I'm not really into analytics like that. So I'll let the sabermetric people do that kind of stuff. But I think stretching would do the team wonders. Kirby Yates is the only pitcher this year to go on the IL during the season and be activated. Is that what you just said?
That is what I said.
Yeah. Well, I'm just backing you up, you know. You got to get your researchers back from time to time. And also, I mean, this offseason, we wouldn't shut the fuck up about how the Dodgers just made big splash after big splash. These guys signed everybody. They just won the World Series. Now they got even better. All these guys they signed that were so good. But if you look at it now, these are the people that the Dodgers have signed. And this is what they've done so far this year. Blake Snell, big signing. He's played 2 games. Tanner Scott, big signing. 4.11 ERA, negative WAR right now. Kirby Yates, another massive signing, $13 million. Negative WAR right now. He's got a 4.05 ERA. Blake Triton, they gave him $22 million. I guess that's over a couple years, though, right? They're not giving him for 1 year, right?
Yeah, a couple of years.
Yeah, he's got 3.38 ERA, but he's on the 60-day IL. And Blake Triton, I mean, he's never healthy. Forearm strain. Michael Conforto, 77 WRC plus, another negative WAR. 11th worst player in baseball, according to Mitchell. That's really rude, dude, that you would say that about Michael Conforto, but we got to take your word for it. Roki Sasaki, 60-day IL. He's only got a 0.1 B WAR. Teoscar Hernandez has fallen off from his last season. He's got a 113 WRC plus, just 0.3 WAR. And he's tied for the worst defensive outfielder in baseball. Jeez Louise, man. And then Hai-Sung Kim has been really good, though. Hai-Sung Kim. And that's been a controversy because they're not even playing this fucker every day. They're giving Kike at bats over him, and I see some Dodgers fans not happy about that.
Well, they should be starting Kike on the mound, not at the plate.
Yeah, that's what Kike's strong point is, because he's another free agent signing, 0.7 WAR. Well, he's a league average hitter, so it's not like Kike's doing terrible. But Hai-Sung Kim has really been the only guy they really signed this offseason who's done anything significant, who's outperformed their expectations, and he spent most of this year in the minors. So who knows what his numbers would be if he spent the whole year up in the big leagues. But, like, that's not a good offseason for the Dodgers so far. You know, should I say it?
Say it.
It's early. It's early, but not so good. So total WAR, I mean, that's like 10 guys. That's 2.3 B WAR amongst all of them. And I guarantee you the amount of money they paid on those players that I just listed, that's about probably like 10 different payrolls in the league. And they got a 2.3 B WAR right now. Yeah, $109 million. You had it right here. Thank you, Mitchell. $109 million. I mean, what teams are getting less than $109 million?
A's, Marlins.
I would say
Pirates.
there's probably like 4. Got to be at least 4.
White Sox. Those are 4 right there. There might be more than that.
Yeah, so, I mean, listen, you're going to say I'm crazy when you say, is it time for the Dodgers to get worried? Everyone's going to be like, are you fucking drunk? You're such a fucking idiot. But, like, there's a lot of concern. And listen, they got a 97.9% chance to make the playoffs. You know what? I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think the Dodgers make the playoffs this year.
That is a bold
I'm putting my money on the Dodgers to make the playoffs. But the division, I'm not so sure about that. Listen, I mean, if I had to put money on who's going to win the division right now, I'll put it on the Dodgers. But, like, if this lineup, if this pitching staff stays the way it like right now, Mitchell, freeze frame, all these guys stay in the IL, are they a better team than the Padres? Gun to your fucking head, dude. 1-game playoff. Are they a better team than the Dodgers? Well, a 7-game series.
All of these guys are on the IL. Ohtani's not pitching.
Mm-hmm.
No? I feel...
Pull the trigger, Jack!
Should hit me with the soundboard.
Oh, yeah.
Now Joey needs a new podcast helper.
Listen, so, I mean, I'd say they're better than the Giants still, but I don't know. Like, the Padres, where they're at right now, how they've been playing, I mean, we got to see it right now because they're in a series right now. They're in a rivalry matchup, which isn't a rivalry because according to the Dodgers, this is not a rivalry. Even though, you know, every time they play, there's a fight. I mean, there's just beef after beef that goes back like 6 years. But Max Muncy says Padres aren't their rival because they can only have one rival, which...
False.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, think about like...
I hate the Mets and the Phillies equally.
Yeah.
They're both rivals, and I think the feelings are shared between the two teams.
Tell that to the State Department. Russia and China. They're our rivals. You only have one rival? Who are you picking?
Oh, yeah. I don't know where Muncy's getting this whole idea like you can only have one rival.
And he says it's the Giants. Now, like, outside looking in, I feel like the Padres are a much bigger rival with the Dodgers right now than the Dodgers are with the Giants.
I think he's just salty that they lost the division to the Giants in 2021. Because over the last 3 years, the rivalry has definitely been with the Padres. The games between the Padres and the Giants are must-watch, where I can't really think of a game since 2022 between the Dodgers and the Giants.
Right. I mean, historically, yes, the Giants versus the Dodgers, big rivalry, whatnot. They've been playing each other for your grandpappy watched them. Your grandpappy didn't watch the freaking Padres versus the Dodgers and think anything of it. But over the past 5 years, I mean, they haven't really had a big. Yeah, 2021 was a big season for that rivalry because they duked it out to the last game, and then Max Muncy hit that ball off Bumgarner, told him to get out of the water. During that era, that was a way bigger rivalry. When the Giants were good and Puig was going after Mad Bum, and that was a fucking real rivalry. A guy got stabbed in the parking lot, Mitchell. That's a real rivalry. But, it's cooled down a bit since the Giants haven't been so good. But the Dodgers have this weird cool guy, dude, we're not even going to acknowledge you. We're not Will Smith after game 1, which was an electric game. I watched this shit. And it's every time the Dodgers and Padres play, I'm like, dude, I get so excited. I'd rather watch that than the fucking Braves. I know, I'll tell you that right now. But those late night games, I think the San Diego Padres have 17 sellouts this year or something crazy. And when they play the Dodgers, they're fucking screaming, beat LA, beat LA. It's hostile. We saw last year, Profar tried to fight the entire fucking Dodger Stadium in the playoffs. They had a bench clearing incident in April. Game 2, Manny Machado got in a spat with Jack Flaherty. That's 3 fights last year. But Will Smith says it felt like another game in June. Yeah, bullshit, Will Smith.
I feel like Dave Roberts even said last year, when we played the Padres in the 2023 NLDS and we got our asses kicked, we didn't take them seriously enough. Or the 2022 NLDS. And then last year when they almost lost in the NLDS to the Padres, they were panicking. They pulled it through, but I don't get why they're still having this "we're too cool for the Padres" attitude.
I think that's a Will Smith. Will Smith gives me he's kind of like a boomer guy. He's kind of like a boomer, conservative type boomer type energy. Remember in the World Baseball Classic when he nothing wrong with it, by the way. You need your catcher to be that kind of fucking kind of a square. You need a Brian Snicker behind the plate. But remember in the World Baseball Classic when Randy Rosarena tried to shake his hand, he just fucking stonewalled him. That's the kind of shit Will Smith is on. Remember when Ozuna hit him in the head a couple times? Maybe he had his right to be mad about that. Yeah, but too cool to be in a rivalry with the Padres. I don't know, man, because that seems to me like we're acting like we're too good to even think of this as a rivalry. When, I mean, you got bounced out of the playoffs by him in 2022, right? Last year. I mean, this is an entire different narrative going into the season. They were a game away from losing to the Padres last year.
Dodgers had lost last year to the Padres in the NLDS, I don't know if Dave Roberts would have a job.
Oh.
No, I'm after being a manager for the Dodgers for 9 years now, 8 years, one World Series, everyone calls it a Mickey Mouse World Series, and getting bounced in the division series, was it 3 years in a row?
Yeah.
Dodgers fans would have been calling for us.
Oh, I mean, yeah, definitely Dodgers fans would be wanting him gone. A lot of them. It would be a big splash. You're right. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were a game away. And Dave Roberts said it himself. That was the toughest team we played. That was the World Series last year to the Dodgers, at least to Dave Roberts, was that divisional matchup against the Padres. And you're telling me that's not a real rival? Child, please. This is the biggest rivalry in baseball. I mean, we just saw Yankees versus Red Sox last weekend. We didn't even mention it, dude. Didn't matter. Historically, that's the best rivalry in baseball history, probably. But right now, even though those two teams are pretty good and they're relevant teams, there's not really any fireworks going on. There hasn't been any beef. There hasn't been any quotes. I know that one pitcher on the Red Sox said that he'd rather die or something. He'd rather kill his own mother with a gun and drown her to death and kill his first child than play for the Yankees. But that just kind of seemed like posturing, though, or thought that was a real thing. That they tried to make that out.
It wasn't a big enough deal for the Red Sox fan base to be like, yeah, we'll get behind this guy. And he was such a loser to the outside that the Yankees fans were like, this bum. It was a bad, I think, look. I don't even remember his name.
Oh, irrelevant. But when that happens with the Dodgers, when Will Smith says it's not a real rivalry, when Max Muncy says we can only have one rival, here we are talking about it. It's the number one rivalry in baseball, whether you like it or not, Dodgers. And the Padres showed them last night. Padres smoked the Dodgers last night. I mean, fucking smoked them. And you know why they smoked them? Here are the pitchers for the Dodgers last night. Lou Trevino started it. I thought he was a catcher, Mitchell.
Jose Trevino.
I thought Lou Trevino was behind the plate for the big bag Yankees. He's a pitcher for the Dodgers. He starts the game. I guess he was the opener. Throws one inning. Then they put in Matt Sauer. I thought that was a type of candy. Matt Sauer.
Oh, you're going to go with condiment.
No, Matt Sauer. He comes out, gives up 9 earned runs. Holy yerk. Yeah, so you're pitching Matt Sauer. Then you put in Enrique Hernandez. So like that's who the Dodgers are throwing out right now. So you might think I'm crazy to say should the Dodgers be worried, but like, yeah, if they continue with this injury stuff and you go to a playoff series and then you have game 4 of a 7-game series and you got Lou Trevino as the opener, followed by Matt Sauer and Enrique Hernandez, like that's not good. I mean, they put out Enrique Hernandez in the 6th inning yesterday or 7th?
The 6th.
The 6th inning. Enrique, I was like, whoa. When do you see a position player throw the 6th?
I can't think. I know there have been times, but off the top of my head, seeing Kike Hernandez in the 6th inning blows my mind.
By the
Some
way,
people don't even realize that's legal for teams to do.
and then legalize it. Didn't they add rules like you're not allowed to pitch certain guys?
Yeah,
at certain
so
times?
now you can't pitch a position player until the 9th if you're winning by more than 10 runs, and then you can. And then if you're losing by 8 runs, you can put in a position player. It used to be 6.
Yeah, or else the Dodgers would just be throwing Enrique Hernandez every fucking game because not only is he amazing, but like they don't have anyone else to pitch. Like it was like they probably didn't want to put a guy in the 6th inning, but it was obvious they weren't going to win, and you can't justify it because everyone's hurt. And today they're having a bullpen game today.
They're having a bullpen game today?
Yeah, Ben Kasparius is starting for the Dodgers today. Yesterday was Lou Trevino and Matt Sauer. Today it's Ben Kasparius, who's like a 7th inning guy.
Maybe that's why the Dodgers are telling themselves, oh, this is not a rivalry, because their pitching is so depleted that they have to have 2 bullpen games in this rivalry series. And if they lose the series, they can just be like, oh, we weren't taking it seriously.
Yeah, it's only June. Who cares? And which are valid points. I mean, this isn't a Dodgers team that are on full strength. But the reality is, how confident are you that the Dodgers will be at full strength by the playoffs? Obviously, they're not going to be at full strength. No one will be. But like, if they're this depleted, I'm definitely thinking the Padres are favored in a 7-game series if they're this depleted with 14 pitchers on the IL.
I think Dodgers fans at this point can kind of talk themselves into being like, well, we got all of our injuries out early, like out of the way early. But I don't think you can like rely on that. There's not like a set limit of injuries that you have.
Do you know what the best predictor for future injuries is, Mitchell?
What?
Past injuries.
Whoa.
Past injuries. Ask the scientists, call Fauci, get them on the phone. They'll all agree. That's what it is. So I'm sorry, like, it's just, there's reasons to be concerned in LA. One thing they have going for them, though, I'll say this is the best offense ever. Like, to have that many injuries and still be out here, where are we ranking the Dodgers right now? 40 wins. So that's tied for what? 4th best record in baseball? Pretty good, man, to have that many injuries. And it's because of the offense. I don't think the offense is going to slow down.
That first 4, terrifying. Like, Mookie Betts hasn't had the greatest season. I still think he's trying to put on the weight. But, like, you're facing Freddie Freeman, who I feel like the conversation about him being a top 3 MVP candidate's not happening.
I know.
Which is good for me. But, like, I don't get it. He's, I think, maybe the best hitter in baseball this year, not named Aaron Judge. Then you face Shohei Ohtani, and then you face the best hitting catcher in baseball. That's hard to face as a pitcher.
Yeah, don't even mention Will Smith, Tommy. Or did you mention Will Smith?
I mentioned Will Smith.
Tommy Edman, Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez behind that. And then Pages, who's actually been the 2nd most valuable player on the team. Who thought that? Andy Pages. When your lineup is that good, it makes mid-average players or bad players really good. We saw it with the Braves in 2023. Like all these guys who you just, wow, you come up, you bring up Vaughn Grisham, all this guy's amazing. Then you realize he's not good. I just think when you get in that lineup, you get that energy, you're protected by everyone. People think you're getting better pitches to hit. Then we forgot to mention Kike Hernandez, who's not really the best outfielder in the world, but he might be the best pitcher in the league. Okay? Kike Hernandez might be actually the best pitcher in the league. Kike Hernandez is an outfielder. But, did I just have to say it 3 times? He's been one of the best pitchers in the league. He's made 3 appearances, Kike Hernandez. You've seen him. He's wearing a helmet. He's walking funny. He looks scared every time he throws the ball, dude. That's what I love about Kike. It's really the antics that get it for you. He's wearing this helmet to protect himself. Do you think he really is scared about getting the head, or you think he just is just a funny guy?
Watching him kind of like brace himself, I think he's a little bit scared.
Yeah, I would be scared too. He throws the ball 50 miles per hour with a plate, and then immediately just takes like 4 steps backwards and flinches like every time. But it's working. Maybe it's distracting.
The batter's seeing this 35-mile-an-hour pitch, and then in the corner of their eye, they see the pitcher like sprint into the outfield. Gets them confused.
Yeah, I mean, I would be confused. That's kind of like a slow pitch move. You should go up there with shin guards. Because guys in slow pitch, they go up with shin guards and like a fucking full-ass lacrosse helmet. If Kike Hernandez, would umpire, you going to tell him stop?
So you're saying that Kike should go to the mound with full-on catcher's equipment and pitch.
Now, I don't think he needs it because he's lights out. So he came in against the Marlins for his first appearance. 46-mile-per-hour curveball, unhittable. Threw one pitch 37 miles per hour. Okay, do you ever try to throw a pitch 37 miles per hour?
No.
It's really hard. It's really hard to throw a pitch that slow and for it to register on the gun. He's got a special talent. Then he posted on Instagram after the game. Finally made my Dodger Stadium pitching debut. Honored to have it done on Women's Night. Had to wear the helmet to remind everybody to use protection. Hashtag safety first. And that's a reference to condoms. And he's saying, I fucked the Marlins up with the condom on.
Especially on Women's Night, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about that, Jack?
I mean, he's walking a fine line, you know. He's not a comedian, dude. He can't just go trying to make jokes like this. He's a professional athlete.
When you're us, you can disrespect women on the live podcast. You can't get mad. But when you're a professional athlete and you make a joke about Women's Night and condoms, brother, I put him on the restricted list.
Or is he just taking ownership in men's capacity for birth control?
Well, did you see that he wore the hat with about butthole and eating ass?
I didn't, but I respect that as well.
What about when he humped his teammate in the World Series?
You got to show your boys you appreciate.
What about when he said the F word live on air in the World Series?
Which F word?
The F-U-C-K, man.
That's cool.
Could you imagine he pulled a Brennerman? Pulled a Brennerman in Game 6 of the World Series. And he's just like, I mean, fuck, bro, really? We're going to have to suspend you. So then he comes in against the Yankees, shuts down the Yankees in 7 pitches, gives up 0 runs. Then against the Padres last night, 2 1/3 innings in a game against the Padres last night. If he doesn't make an error, he probably still have a 0 ERA, but he gives up 1 run last night, 1 earned run in 2 innings. After this game, Jackson Merrill says it was the nastiest cutter he's ever seen. So far, despite striking out nobody, he has 0 strikeouts on the year. He has a lower ERA than Chris Sale, who won the Cy Young last year, 2.08 ERA. His average exit velocity, the average exit velocity against Kike Hernandez is 81.2 miles per hour. Okay, that'd be the lowest in MLB. But to think about the guy's fucking slow pitch softball and, cutters. I guess the cutter's the nasty one. But he's throwing 50 mile per hour, and these guys are averaging 81.2 miles per hour. Is it sustainable, Mitchell?
You know, when you've got a guy like Jackson Merrill, one of the best players in the league probably, saying, that guy, his cutter's nasty. And the reporters are laughing, and Jackson Merrill's like, no, I'm dead serious. I think it's sustainable. I think they should pitch him more. They should try to get him to 20 innings. Let him and Shohei be two-way players.
20 innings, that is the distinction?
That's the distinction.
So if he gets to 20 innings, he's officially a pitcher.
Yeah.
Does he get more money if he plays 2 positions?
No.
Well, that's bullshit. Doing twice the work.
But then he hits free agency and he gets to be like, hey, I'm technically a pitcher too.
Yeah, so what is the rule with that? Like, you get to pinch hit or something? Like,
so the rule on two-way players is that MLB has a restriction now on pitchers. You can only have 13 pitchers on your 26-man roster. But if you have a two-way player, you technically get another pitcher. And you can use that pitcher whenever. So, like, for Ohtani, when he's coming back, he's not going to count against the pitcher limit. So the Dodgers can still have the same amount of pitchers that they have now and Ohtani.
Oh, and then if Kike gets to 20, they can add another pitcher?
They keep it, but they can use him more flexible. Like, if they want him to open games, nasty cutter, low average exit velo, they can start him.
Oh, I guess it only really makes sense to do that is to get a pitcher take that many at bats. Then you can list him as a.
That's what Michael Lorenzen was proposing this offseason. I still think he's a good enough hitter to do that, but I guess the Royals don't.
I think Kike Hernandez is a better pitcher than Michael Lorenzen is hitter. He's got a chase rate that is basically the same as Mackenzie Gore's, and Mackenzie Gore leads the MLB in strikeouts. So, I mean, that's what the Dodgers, they can hang their hat on that at least. I mean, they got 2 1/3 innings of shutout ball. That was like Brent Honeywell last year in the World Series and the playoffs, just like eating fucking bullets. That's basically what Kike has become. But yeah, man. How worried are you about the Dodgers, man? Because
I think it all comes down to the guys on the IL. Can they come back and pitch well? Because right now they have Snell and Glasnow doing bullpens. That would probably put them on pace to be back in July. They have Ohtani, who they're not going to tell you when he's going to come back, but then suddenly he's going to be making starts at the MLB level. But like, let's say they have any more pitching injuries, which like doesn't feel like it should be possible when you have 14 guys on the IL. But it's totally possible. They're starting 2 bullpen games against their division rival. That sucks. So I don't know. Their offense is so good that I think obviously they're going to make it into the playoffs. But winning the division is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean if they come into the playoffs with the pitching staff this injured, they're not going to be. I mean, there's like I'd take the Mets over them. I'd take the Mets over them for sure. I'd take the Padres over them for sure. I'd take the Cubs over them. Maybe not.
Cubs are really good.
Cubs are very good.
I feel like we don't talk enough about the Cubs. But
we will talk.
What are they, 41 wins?
41 wins. They got more wins than the Dodgers. Good news for the Dodgers, though. They're saying Ohtani now is coming back maybe before the All-Star break, which just goes to show now they're kind of probably feeling the pressure. Like, all right, we were going to like take it real easy with Ohtani, but like we need to win every game because this division looks like it could come down to the wire. And if no one's going to get healthy, we need you back, brother. So they're saying there's a non-zero chance Ohtani comes before the break. They're saying he's coming in July, baby. That's what I like to see.
Some listeners might be like mad at me for this, but the reality of my baseball experience, having started this season, do you have any idea how exciting it is to just like I've been just edging Ohtani all season, dude. Just being teased by being able to watch Ohtani pitch and have never seen it before, and now I just can't wait.
I feel the same way, dude. I feel like the last time we saw Ohtani pitch, it was a different universe, dude. He was in a different team. It was a fucking shit team. It was in the same city though. But like now, if the Braves are gonna play like this, I just won't have a favorite team. I'll just have a favorite player, and I'll just watch Ohtani, and that's my favorite team. It's Shohei Ohtani. I don't even like the Dodgers. I don't care if they win. I just care if Shohei Ohtani does good on the field. He pitches and hits. That's basically rooting for a team. It'll be the most electric thing that happens in baseball this year when Ohtani gets back on the mound instantly. And if he does it in the playoffs, which obviously he will, that will be the most electric moment, bar none.
I still think if he's on track to be back in July, I feel like the Dodgers are going to be like, yeah, let's let him pitch in the All-Star game.
No fucking way. You are
one
drunk.
inning.
You are so fucking drunk right now.
MLB needs it. Their All-Star game, no one watches it. Ohtani on the mound to start the game. First appearance in a Dodger uniform. MLB wants that.
Yeah, MLB wants that. I want that too. But like, dude, imagine he gets hurt. Like, there's just certain things like you're worth that much money. It probably wouldn't even be more risk than usual. If it's just 1% more risk, I mean, people will get murdered. They'll get fired. If you cost the $700 million man's elbow because you want to be fancy and put him out to start a World Series, spring training, or fucking
All-Star game.
All-Star game because Mitchell from Podcast Doesn't Exist wants to get views on a TikTok that we could make about it. It's not worth it.
You know who's the manager?
You sound like my girlfriend last night watching the Dodgers. Why don't they put Shohei in the pitch?
You know who's the All-Star manager, though?
Dave Roberts.
Dave Roberts. He gets to decide.
No, yeah, he gets to decide, and he will get hung. If he puts Shohei Ohtani in that game, and Shohei Ohtani, they're like, just news comes out 3 days later, we're pushing him back. We're going to push him back a bit. He was a little sore after that outing. They will kill Dave Roberts. They'll find where he lives, and I will help. Because I love Shohei, and I want to see him healthy. But not only is Shohei coming out, Glass now and Snell, they're looking like they're coming back soon?
They're throwing bullpens. I didn't get the number on Glass now, but Snell threw a 15-pitch bullpen. The article I read said he got up to 15 pitches. I was like, that took like probably 3 minutes.
15 pitties.
They're acting like, he was like working his way towards 15 pitches. Like that's an inning. That's a quick inning.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. But hey, at least they're fucking throwing, you know? Oh, sorry, I got a text from
Livy Dunn.
Dave Roberts saying we're starting him in the All-Star game.
Rob Manfred. He wants to invest in podcasts. Doesn't exist.
I think we're good.
We're getting some investment money from MLB. Yeah, I think we're good, dude. We got our first sponsor today, by the way, so no big fucking deal. We don't need MLB's money. We got Manscaped money. We got an early investment from Manscaped. Use promo code BDE at manscaped.com. Well, we'll do that segment later. That's everyone. I'm just teasing. I'm teasing the ad read. Just wait.
Use the code.
Stay. Do not turn away. We will do an ad read later in this episode.
Use the code. You have no idea what it is. Maybe you pay more. Maybe you pay less. Just type it in. See what happens.
I'm pretty sure it's BDE. Please buy a Manscaped razor and shave your balls with it. Shave whatever you want with it. I don't care. Shave your cat with it. Shave your neighbor's cat with it. As long as you buy it, it's going to look good on us, and we're going to get more money.
When you buy it, one hungry Jack gets to continue eating.
Jack is starving, dude. This guy.
Look at this man.
Look, I lost my eyesight.
He's just a floating head.
I need more carrots.
How do you like your Marlins and Rays right now? You lean in on one of them right now? You see that Yuri Perez just came back?
Yeah, I saw that. I know all about Yuri Perez.
Well, Yuri Perez, he was one of the best pitchers in the league his rookie year, 2023. Came back, made his first start. I believe it was kind of mid. He gave up like 3 runs to the Padres in 3 innings or something. But he was throwing gas, Jack. But that's the Marlins. You're more of the Rays guy.
More of a Rays guy these days.
How do you feel about Wander Franco over there?
I mean, he's above the mid-dozer line, but he's walking on it.
Yeah? You think so?
You can't do that to Jack.
He could literally be a manager. I have no fucking clue.
He could be maybe a pedophile.
Yeah, he's currently on trial.
Oh, come on, dude. Come on, bro. That's fucked up.
Currently on trial in the Dominican Republic on charges including sexual abuse of a minor, was charged Sunday with illegal possession of a gun, according to multiple reports. Latest charges come after Franco was arrested November 10th following an altercation that broke out in San Juan de la Mangua. Parking lot, according to reports, a semi-automatic Glock 19 was found in Franco's vehicle. So, yeah, that's Jack Boys. He's playing great above the Mendoza line. He likes Wander Franco on the record.
I'm gonna go and say he's at least below the Mendoza line. On the spectrum of mid, he is on the south end.
Yeah, well, we hope Wander Franco's innocent, but we don't know. We don't know yet. We don't.
I think we know. It sounds pretty clear.
Sounds like he's got a lot on his plate right now. He might not be back on the Rays for a while.
Or ever.
Maybe, probably never. Yeah, we might not see Wander Franco.
Ever again.
How much is a Wander Franco rookie card going for right now?
It's probably negative.
Yeah. Good time to buy. You never know. You just never know. Comes out that Wander Franco is completely.
There's probably some poor soul out there who paid like $1,200 for a Wander Franco rookie card.
Yeah.
When I got a great deal, and now they're just like crying every night.
Dude, I mean, I'm sure there's some Wander Franco rookie cards that went for like $10,000. I'm sure of it. I'm not sure of it. I'm not a massive card guy, but I know like you get that guy was
oh my God.
highly touted. What?
Wander Franco cards goes for nearly $200,000.
Woo! That's your boy.
No.
That's your boy, Jack. Just got caught on sexual charges. That's your boy. That's your man's. Whew. Well, in brighter news, the number one prospect in baseball is no longer a prospect. He's officially the beast of the East. I guess he's still a prospect, but they call Roman Anthony up. Everyone can only talk about his fucking sister, dude. I looked up Roman Anthony on Twitter, and it's just all about his sister. His sister's hot, apparently. And I won't make a judgment on that, but she's gained. I looked it up. His sister, and Roman Anthony's played 2 games in MLB. His sister has 3x'd her Instagram following during those 2 games. So well done, the Anthonys. She was sitting front row, and fuck, man, everyone's obsessed with her. I would love to see, because you know how like Paul Skeens is so famous for having a hot girlfriend. If Roman Anthony just becomes like a MLB superstar just because he has a hot sister, that would be a hilarious development. Let's make it happen. Make sure you go follow his sister. No, we're not. Maybe, do whatever you want, man, but be respectful, please, in the comments. And she probably should not read the comments. Also, Roman Anthony's dad, you know what his name is?
I was like, there's no fucking way this is true.
Anthony. They're saying Roman Anthony. We got another Italian guy. We got 2 top prospects, 2 Italian prospects coming up in the same fucking week. God damn.
I mean, do you go by Tony?
I don't know, man, but his dad's name is Anthony, which means his dad's name is Anthony. All right, his grandfather's name is also Anthony, and his brother. He's got 3 Anthonys in the family. The fuck, Ant? Jesus Christ, 3 Anthonys. Shout out to Roman Anthony.
You think after the first one, the guy grows up and is Anthony the first, and he's like, I hate this. There's no way I'm passing this down. But then he passes it down. Anthony Jr., no way he passes it down to. How are we on Anthony the third?
That's how you know that the first Anthony was a badass. They're like, we gotta name the next guy Anthony. Anthony. You want to know something? You want to feel old? You know what the starting lineup was for the Red Sox when Roman Anthony was born? Johnny Damon leading it off. This is 2004 when he was born. Johnny Damon. You had Manny Ramirez in there. You had David Ortiz, Varitek, Kevin Millar. That's the day he was born. You don't even remember the 04 Sox. He doesn't even know a world where the Sox broke the curse. You remember the 04 Sox, Jack? Where were you at when they broke the curse?
I was still mourning 9/11.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, respect. You know, never forget. That's the thing about Jack. He'll never forget 9/11. He reminds us every day. Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell, Marcelo Meyer. That completes the trifecta, Mitchell. Never mind. But the big 3 prospects in Red Sox land are all up. They've been mid to below mid for the last 3 seasons
Since 2022.
and made no moves, didn't do any trades, didn't add anyone big for this reason. They kept this young core prospects. They said, just wait till these big 3 come up, and now they're up. So it's now or never. If the Red Sox don't start playing good, they got no excuses. There's no one to call on the phone except for Yoshida. They got Yoshida down there, but they've pulled all the cards. Red Sox are going all in this year. All the prospects are up. How are the prospects doing this year? Because I don't remember a team having 3 prospects that got this much attention coming up in one season. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, MLB pointed out, like, the Red Sox have had some big prospects come up before, but never like a trio of prospects. And I mean, Christian Campbell started the year pretty hot. They gave him a lot of money, and since then he hasn't been very good. Marcelo Meyer hasn't had a whole lot of experience, but he's about league average. But Roman Anthony, he's the number 1 prospect in baseball. He's walking like, he has Soto numbers in the minor leagues. So everyone was wondering if he even existed, because the Red Sox took forever to call him up. I'm very interested to see if he can continue hitting the ball as hard as he does, ball walking as much as he does.
Yeah, his numbers in the minors are fucking beasts. How old is he? He came out of high school, right?
Well, I mean, he'd be 21, right?
21. Because he was born in 2004.
He was born in 2004.
Yeah, he comes out of Stoneman Douglas High School. That's the same place where Anthony Rizzo went to high school.
Yeah, and Kobe Mayo went there too.
Yeah,
and Jesus Luzardo.
And that tragedy. Why'd I say this shit, dude? I just fucking can't help myself. I'm a piece of shit. But he's a Florida kid like you, Jack. You ever play Stonewall Douglas and skateboarding or whatever the fuck you were doing as a kid? Wrestling? Hockey?
I mean, honestly, actually, I think I do recognize the name from state tournaments. To be honest,
Ooh.
yeah.
And you beat him up. Let's think about Jack Schwartz. He beat the fuck out of anybody at Stoneman Douglas if it came down to it. On some real Florida boy shit. But yeah, what do you think about the Red Sox, man? Do you think that this is going to make a difference? I mean, they got 3 top prospects. I know I'm nothing against these top prospects, but they are prospects and they're all rookies. Like, how much can you really rely on 3 guys? And I know there's already controversy. Some Red Sox fans are mad because they're like not starting 2 of the 3 against lefties. So then there's things that's like, now you call them up. Why aren't we playing them every day? Who are we getting starting time? Blah, 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 blah. So what do you think, Mitch?
I feel like with youth movements, when they go very well, it's really exciting, like the 2018 Braves. But like I feel like the Pirates have been in a youth movement for years, and you've got one of the best pitchers in baseball and O'Neal Cruz and what else. So I think this is a big defining moment for the Red Sox. Are they going to continue on this midward trajectory? I guess it's not a trajectory if it's mid.
The midward trajectory. Just a straight line to the end of the world.
Or like, will Roman Anthony really just change the Red Sox season? If you're putting all your hopes and dreams in a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them.
Tough.
It's like, as a team, I'm from a baseball standpoint. If you ask the front office, no, we're not putting that much pressure. We're not even starting them against lefties. Like, we're not really relying on these kids to carry the team at all. But as a Red Sox fan, the fan base themselves, like, their heart, it's all in. All right, these guys are up, and you've just been terrible for the last 3-4 years. In order for this to happen, this was part of the plan. Like, we got these 3 guys coming up. There's no need to like start spending money when we don't need to. Let's wait for these guys to come up. Now we spend. Now we get Bregman. Now we get Crochet. There we go. Now we got a fucking team. If they keep playing bad now, I mean, it just piles on that pressure of the Boston just Fenway Park exploding in mad tweets.
Yeah, but I also feel like if these prospects are going to hit, this is not the end all year. Like, if Roman Anthony comes out and hits like 2011 Mike Trout, I don't feel like the alarm bells should ring yet,
What do you 2011 Mike Trout, which was a bad season?
Yeah, it was like a 670 OPS.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I can see now why the Red Sox took a long time to bring him up. I think, and that's part of the reason.
I still hope he hits really well and wins Rookie of the Year, and they're like, oh, we could have called him up a month or 2 earlier and been better. Yeah. But instead, we've just lost a whole year of service time.
The Red Sox to me are just such an interesting team, man. I think they still got a chance. Definitely still have a chance. I think they have a decent chance to make the playoffs. Like, it's not like the American League is that scary. You can sneak into a wild card. They're 3 games below the Mendoza line at the moment. Won 3 of the last 4, Mitch. So here we go. Got some excitement now that they got the prospects up. Losing Bregman hurts, but
you're expected to get Bregman back. Like, he was hitting like an MVP when he went on the IL. They're scheduled to get him back at some point this season. That's going to be exciting. So if they can tread water, be 2 games, 3 games back of a wild card spot when Bregman returns, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself.
Yeah, let's just get a starting pitcher worth a shit other than Crochet. Gosh, nabbit. Brian Bello, what happened? I guess Bello's actually been the second best starter by ERA.
Their pitching stuff is hilarious. They'll have like Lucas Giolito and Tanner Houck and Brian Bello pitch like really good games, and you're like, okay, they're back in the next game. They allowed 12 runs.
Yeah, that's not hilarious if you're a Red Sox fan, Mitchell. Come on, don't laugh. That's rude. But yeah, my thoughts and prayers are with the Red Sox. I'm hoping for the best. My thoughts and prayers are really with the Phillies, though, because the Phillies, I mean, they come into a series against the Cubs, and man, I had this one circled. Obviously they had the Dodgers versus the Padres circle because that was the series of the week, and I can't wait to see what happens tonight in that, or I guess this afternoon, which is annoying the fuck out of me. Why don't they just play it at 10? Like, it would just make my life so much more enjoyable. There's nothing more enjoyable than getting home. Because you know me, dude. I go to the show. I do my thing. I perform. Me and Jack, dude, we're just killing on stage, bro. The high of performing in front of a live audience. And then afterwards, I like to hit the gym afterwards, dude. Late night grind. I got the Braves game on the radio and my earphones just fucking pounding out, raging because they're fucking blowing a 3-run lead. Actually, we've never blown a lead this year. Now I think about it, we just lose the whole game.
What are you talking about?
Last week we did blow a big lead. But I wasn't at the gym that time. And then I come home at like 11:30, and then it's like, oh, now we got the Dodgers, Padres, blah, blah, blah. And then Dan Arcillo's like, Tatis, and it's like lit, dude. It's like now I'm in my happy place. 4 o'clock, not chill, dude. Like, put it late night so I can watch. Anyway, we're not
Joey, East Coasters demanding another East Coast team to start at 10 p.m. Eastern.
I mean, honestly, if it was me, like, yeah, I think all baseball games should start at 10 o'clock. I'd fucking love that. I stay up till like 2 a.m. every fucking night. Like, let me put some baseball on. I want to watch this shit. I have to watch the highlights the day after, man. That's no fun. So the Phillies come into this series against the big, bad, mighty Cubs, who have been under the radar, one of the best teams in baseball, one of the best offenses in baseball. Okay, they're fucking 15-7 since May 16th. Second best record in baseball since May 16th. Second best offense in baseball this year by runs. 4 games ahead of the Cardinals coming into this series. Already, I guess the Phillies did beat them 2 out of 3 though. But if you look at the Cubs, the reason why they're good this year, it's pretty simple. They bang, bro. Carson Kelly, Michael Busch. What do you got on them, Mitch? I'll give you something. They bang, Mitch. 146 OPS plus, 149 OPS plus. When Carson Kelly and Michael Busch are doing that, it's a good sign. Ian Happ has like 3 home runs in the last 2 games. He's not exactly killing the ball all season, but I got to assume if he gets hot, it's over for him because Pico Armstrong leads the National League in WAR, I believe, still. Kyle Tucker has been a fucking amazing pickup, excuse my language. And Seiya Suzuki, no one's talking about Seiya, but again, Seiya Suzuki has killed the ball this year. And low-key has killed the ball since he's gotten to America. And there you go. If that is 1, 2, 3, that's 5 players with an OPS plus above 140 in their starting lineup. Only 1 player in their starting 9 has an OPS plus below average, and that's Nico Horner, and it's barely below average.
And he's a fantastic defensive player.
Yeah, that's right, 2.2 WAR. Shout out to Nico Horner, excuse me. And they go against the Phillies. And the Phillies, this is scary because the Phillies are in shambles. They're about to burn down the Wawas over there. The Phillies coming into this series just got swept by the Pirates, LOL. Lost 9 out of 10 games. They went from being in first, 2 games up of the Mets, to 4.5 games behind the Mets in 10 games. And that is enough to make any Philadelphia fan mad. And you know how the Mets fans are on Twitter. They're giving them shit. There's just a lot of shit going wrong there. I mean, losing 9 out of 10 in Philadelphia is a much bigger deal than losing 9 out of 10 even in Atlanta. Pretty much anywhere else other than like New York. You don't want to lose 9 and 10 in Philadelphia because then people start saying shit like this.
We can't with this fucking team anymore, man. You're making me mad. We just lost to the Pirates. They're saying on Twitter, they own us. They run Pennsylvania. We gotta get our shit together, bro. This is outrageous. This is bullshit, bro. Fuck this, dog.
So as you can see, the Phillies fans are not taking this well. They're really upset. That's from Broads Media. We got another clip from that same podcast. Have you ever seen this guy, Broads Media? One of the funniest Philly talk shows, baseball talk shows ever. They just flip out on this show nonstop. The Phillies lose 4 games. They are flipping the fuck out.
Swept by the Pirates. They were swept by the Pirates. Wake me up from this nightmare. Swept by the Pirates? The Pirates! This roster is thin. This roster can't win a damn thing. I can't believe it. But Dave said it would. Dave told me.
Dave Dombrowski's on the hot seat. You get swept by the Pirates is not good. You lose 9 out of your last 10. They've had the worst WRC plus in baseball over the 10 games, and Bryce Harper's on the injured list. So a lot of things going wrong with the Phillies. You heard it. The offense has been terrible, but that's a 10-game stretch. The offense is not the problem with this team. I would say, if anything, the bullpen is the problem with this team, at least on paper. I mean, how has the bullpen been during this stretch? Do you know?
I can check.
Because I would get like if I'm looking at the Phillies roster construction, I know they're down Bryce Harper, but still that lineup is still pretty decent, and the starting pitching staff is lights out. Take out Luzardo's last 2 starts. But they come into the series needing the win. First game, Miranda Marsh walk-off double. That helps because Marsh has been struggling. I've been seeing Marsh get a lot of shit. He's slugging .315 this year. But walks off double in the first one. Then last night, they fucking get smoked by the Cubs, even though they blow a lead on against the Cubs, and like that was a bullpen issue too. They had Mr. Abel, that young pitcher, that rookie pitcher. He's been amazing this year. He gives up. He had a funny line. Did you see his line yesterday?
No, I didn't.
It's a rare line. It's called the triple threat in baseball. If you don't know the triple threat is when a pitcher comes in, starts a game, and throws and gives up 3 runs, gives up 3 earned runs, walks 3 batters, gets 3 strikeouts, and gives up 3 home runs. So that's the triple threat. It's a triple double. 3 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 home runs. That was his line. 4 innings.
He gave up a little too many hits for my liking, though.
A lot of threes. 6 hits. Like I said.
Double 3, I guess.
Double 3, triple double. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, gave up the long bomb, and then they bring in the bullpen, and they give up more long bombs. And I think that's the issue. I think that's the one really. I'm not really worried about the Phillies in any way, long term. But that bullpen, that's going to be an issue.
So their bullpen since May 30 is 4.47 ERA, 22nd in baseball. They're right ahead of the Braves, right behind the Royals.
Well, if they're ahead of the Braves, then they're doing fine. That's kind of the benchmark. If you're better than the Braves, you've got to be good. So, yeah. But they split the first 2. How are they doing today?
They won today.
And Luzardo pitched today.
Yes, he did.
So they take 2 out of 3 out of the Cubs when they need it the most. Luzardo, 10 strikeouts today. Thank God for Luzardo, because he needed that after 2 of the worst starts ever. I mean, what did his ERA get to? What did Jesus Luzardo's ERA in 2 starts? What was the increase in that?
I feel like we covered it last time, and I can't remember. But his ERA went from like 2-something to 4.46.
So it went from 2.15 to 4.46 in 2 starts. Crazy. But now it's back down. Give it up for the another thing I think is interesting about the Phillies is like they're struggling so much, but they have so many good starters that they put Taijuan Walker in the bullpen, even though he had a 3.62 ERA in 37 innings. Pretty good. And now they're like only pitching him in blowouts. I got to think, if you're Taijuan Walker, you want to send Anthrax to the front office right now. It's like they're only pitching him in like blowouts. It's like, bro had a great start to the season after a couple bad seasons. You know, give me a shot. You think the Phillies can still compete with the Mets? Like, are the Mets just going to run away with this division?
I think the run that the Phillies went, or like the lack of wins the Phillies had over this last week and a half, has kind of scared me away from the Phillies. I've never been big on the Phillies this year anyway, but the fact is that they're still like, 38 and 29. They lost 9 out of their last 10 games prior to the series against the Cubs, and they're 9 games over 500 still.
Yeah, it's a similar situation with the Dodgers. It's like this team's a playoff team. 100% they're a playoff team. And the Phillies have shown like that's kind of when they play their best ball. I mean, they're a team that's known. Last year they won the division. Before that, they always underachieve in the regular season. However, you know, and it's June, so losing 9 out of 10 games, shit happens, you know. Shit fucking happens. It's going to happen to almost every team. But their odds to win the division just in 10 games got cut in half. They went from 60 to 26% in 10 games. So that's not nothing.
I think with the Mets, too, they've got some issues offensively for sure, and they just don't really appear. Like this season, the Mets are 21st in WRC plus with runners in scoring position. That would normally scream like, oh, shoot, they're in trouble. They've got these great hitters who don't come through in the clutch. And then they work around it. Their pitching is good enough every game to get by. So
the Mets just have the X factor this year. I mean, everything that is going right for them, and they've played amazing. I mean, the Mets right now are won 8 out of their last 10, I think, or maybe better than that. Like, they might be the hottest team in baseball.
Yeah, 8 out of the last 10. Pete Alonso had a hot start. He kind of cooled down, and then he's picked right back up recently. He won Player of the Week last week. Soto's finally breaking through.
Right? I mean, they had like one of the best records of baseball, while Soto was, according to the New York media, just like the worst player in baseball, and was going through some personal tragedies and wanted to go back to the Yankees. Now he's actually, like we thought, one of the best players in baseball, and the Mets still turn out to be one of the best teams in baseball. Funny how that works. I mean, where does Juan Soto rank in WAR right now? I got to think. Is he not? Oh, he's not in the top 30? He's got some work to do.
I mean, his defense has been one of the worst in baseball by outs above average. So Fangraph's WAR calculations are going to ding him for that.
Don't like that because, defense wins championships. By the way, guess who has the best defense in the league according to defensive run saves?
Who? Oh, Matt Olson.
No, team.
Oh, team Braves.
Braves.
Yeah.
And defense wins championships. You can't win every game. You just got to win every series. And guess what?
The Braves are not winning any series.
We just won a series against the Brewers, motherfucker. No jinx, because the game's still going on. But I'm saying, don't sleep on the Atlanta Braves. Best defense in the league. Defense wins championships. Juan Soto has a bad defense. Okay, I know the Mets seem like they're 5 times better than the Braves, and maybe someone with intelligence would say they are 5 times better than Braves, but me, with no intelligence, actually thinks the Braves are better. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Because, the Mets have just kind of, like, quietly been the best team.
I think what's scary, though, is that there's more room for improvement. They've still been winning games, and they've got these glaring holes. Like, oh, no, they can't hit with runners in scoring position. Doesn't matter. They're winning anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how you can be 21st with runners in scoring position. They're basically like the Braves with runners in scoring position. And if you've watched Braves games this year, it's been excruciating. And they still, I guess Pete Alonso comes up and just hits a 3-1 ball, so it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, they had the best starting staff in baseball. When coming in the year, you would not fucking think that. Not think that. Because 2 of their 5 starters haven't even played yet, right? Has Manaea pitched yet?
I don't think I've seen Manaea or Montas, but...
So, there you go. And they got Griffin Canning, who the Braves DFA'd, who's pitched great for them. Everyone's pitching great for them. Maybe they're a great team.
I think they might have a pitching lab or something. They're doing, like...
Cheaters.
Quite well, and I don't even think they're at full strength.
Cheaters. But yeah, we got to give it up to the New York Mets, man. They deserve it. Senga, best pitcher in baseball. Leads the league in ERA. I said it. The Ghost Fork. Who's touching that thing, baby? Shout out to the New York Metropolitans. Big fan of what you guys got going on. I might switch to the Mets. Psych, they're still mid. Moving on to 2 mid teams, Mariners and Diamondbacks. What happened to the Mariners? The Mariners have spent 34 days in first place this season, and that seems low to me. Like, the Mariners all season have just kind of like the Mets, quietly just kind of ran the AL West. You didn't really look at the Astros like they were too scary. Guess what? They lost 5 of their last 6 going into this series. They since May 23rd, 4th worst record in baseball. Odds to win the division, just like the Phillies, cut in half in the last 17 days. So a lot of fans like to say, it's just June. Who cares? We lose 4 out of 5 or whatnot. Actually, it kind of matters, especially when you're talking about a division, all right? Their odds got cut in half, brother. They were 3.5 games up on the Astros on May 23rd. Now they're 3 games back of the Astros. That might have changed after these few games, but that's going into the series against the Diamondbacks. Odds to make the playoffs now are only 53%. A coin flip for the Mariners. And that's with Big Dumper, man.
Who might be the greatest hitter in baseball, not named Aaron Judge.
Brother, if it wasn't for the Big Dumper, this would be a last place team.
I think, what was it, coming into Sunday, like Cal Raleigh had more homers than the rest of the Mariners combined or something like that.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, they're 15th in offense right now, so they're about average. But if you don't have the big dumper who's got 50 home runs right now, yeah, they would be a last place team.
In the last 2.5 weeks, he has 10 homers. He's only scored 12 runs.
He's shit.
But he has a 366 on base percentage, so it's not like he's getting on base, and then he's not getting knocked in.
He's shitting on the ball, and you know he takes big shits. We've covered that. You know why they're not doing so well? Second worst pitching in baseball.
Would have never seen that coming.
Since May 23rd. Second worst pitching staff in baseball. I mean, coming into the year, they would be 1, 2, or 3 in terms of starting staff. I'd put a healthy Dodger staff ahead of them. I'd put the Phillies ahead of them. But I don't know if team. I mean, what is their starting pitching staff when healthy? They have Brian Wu, who would be like the 5th guy. Brian Wu is a very good pitcher. Luis Castillo, you know he's beast. George Kirby, great young arm. And then you had the guys who are injured. Logan Gilbert and Bryce Miller, who are also really good. Obviously, that hurts that you've missed them. But either way, you didn't expect them to be so bad at pitching. And it's really their bullpen, too. Bullpen, 3rd worst bullpen in baseball since May 23rd. And guess who they're playing? I already said it. The Diamondbacks, who that is their exact same problem. The Diamondbacks have been just as bad. 5-11 since May 20th. 2-11 if you take out the Braves sweep. 6.5 games back of the Dodgers. 5.5 games back of a wild card. 27% chance to make the playoffs. Okay, their playoff odds dropped from 43% to 27% in 3 days. Okay, and their bullpen is 27. So you got these two teams whose biggest issue is bullpen. And you go against each other, and it results in one of the funniest bullpen collapses you'll ever see, because it wasn't even really a collapse, but it ended. Josh Naylor. Okay, this guy, Josh Naylor, hits a walk-off grand slam and didn't give a fuck. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Okay, one of the most anticlimactic walk-off grand slams in the history of baseball in game 1. So the Diamondbacks are playing the Mariners. The Diamondbacks are shutting the Mariners down, all right? They're winning 4-0 in the 9th. The Mariners can't do shit all game. They're literally, I don't know how many hits they had, but they had 0 runs, not a lot of base runners. They put in the closer, Justin Martinez, to close out this game in the 9th with a 4-run lead. And Justin Martinez, you look at his numbers now, they don't look great, but like before he got hurt, like a few weeks ago, was one of the best closers in baseball. This guy's got nasty shit. So they put him in it with a 4-run lead in the 9th. Strikes out the first guy, strikes out another guy. Third guy, he needs one more strike to win this game. One more strike to win this game, walks the guy, then leaves the game with injury. So Justin Martinez is out with another injury, which really hurts if you're a Diamondbacks fan. But you're still winning 4-0 in the 9th. Who cares? Obviously you care, but not for this one game. So they bring in the next guy. He needs, again, just one more strike to win this game. Gives up a hit. A run scores. But it's okay. Next batter comes up. Again, he just needs one more strike to win this game. Gives up a hit. Another run scores. It's fine. Next guy comes up. He just needs one more strike to win this game. And boom, shakalaka. Dominic Cazone. What do you got on Dominic Cazone? Not much. Not much. Dominic Cazone comes up, hits a bomb, ties the game. This guy was in the minor leagues the day before. The day before he's in the minor leagues, comes up, ties the fucking game. They were a strike away from winning this game 4 times. Okay? They had a 100% chance to win this game, according to Baseball Savant. After going 8 innings and 8 2/3 innings without giving up a single run, they give up 4 runs. They give up a 4-run lead in 4 batters, brother. Okay? And this is a team, like I said, they've been the 4th worst bullpen in baseball this year. They have 12 blown saves on the year. The team is pissed. I mean, the team is pissed. The fans are pissed. Like, you just fucking... That was unbelievable. And then you look at the Diamondbacks in 1 week span, because they just came against 6 runs against the Braves in the 9th, where they had a 100% chance to lose the game and then won the game. Less than a week later, they have a 100% chance to win a game and they blow it. I got to assume that's happened once before, never before. I don't know. First of all, they got to stop saying it's a 100% chance to win. Obviously, it's not a 100% chance to win. It's happened twice in the same fucking week, you assholes, at Baseball Savant. I mean, you're the most nerdy guy in the podcast, Mitch. What do you got to say about that? About Baseball Savant?
Baseball Savant just has to go in and change it so it doesn't round up.
You got to support. You got to support the community. The analytics guy.
I've got to support the analytics.
Yeah, you are
rounding up.
You're the
100%.
You got to defend the analytics community.
I don't have to defend them.
You're the spokesman for the sabermetrics community on this podcast. You realize that, right?
They need to go in and change it so it doesn't say 100%.
And you guys are being attacked right now when it comes to the fucking catch probability shit. Well, we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. Anyway, so after blowing this 4-run lead, they shut down the Mariners for 2 more innings. So, like, granted, the bullpen's been the issue, and they did blow the 4-run lead. Bullpen collapse. But literally everyone in the bullpen did amazing, except for one guy who kind of just came in because he didn't think he was coming in. Guy gets injured, comes in and blows it. You really pitched well for 8 2/3 innings. And then you go in extras. They shut him out for 2 more innings. And then Josh Naylor comes to the plate. Josh Naylor comes up with the bases loaded, right? At this point, it's over. Bases loaded, 1 out. If he walks, they win. If he puts a ball in play, they fucking win. He decides he's going to hit a bomb. This guy, Josh Naylor, hits a walk-off grand slam, then goes and tries to escape the field without doing a post-game interview. For some reason, he just wants to go home so bad. Then they do the post-game interview. They make him do the post-game interview. His teammate drenches him in water. He just stands there, doesn't care, unfazed, no problem. Just hit a grand slam, walk-off grand slam. Doesn't matter. Doesn't give a fuck, bro. The reaction to this grand slam, you'll never see one funnier than that. What a series. What a game, I guess.
It's so funny to me that it was Naylor too, because he's had some of the most psycho reactions that you'll ever get out of a baseball player. And he hits a walk-off grand slam, one of the most exciting plays in baseball. And he's so pissed. He's so pissed.
He's just a psycho. He's a different cat. I mean, to me, Josh Naylor is the best. One of the most entertaining players to watch in baseball is Josh Naylor. And there's also video. I mean, a lot of people are taking this like he hates his team, that he was pissed that he hit the grand slam and, he wasn't happy he did it. There's a history of him doing this. There's another clip of him doing it on the Guardians where he's doing the post-game interview and someone's drenching him with cups and he's just stonewall, like straight face, doesn't react to it. It's just that he's just that type of guy. I don't think he was actually mad that they had to go in the extra innings.
I just think he was ready to be done. Like his home run toss, or his helmet toss at the end of this game is so funny to me because he's just like, oh, like this is what you're supposed to do, but I'm not feeling it. He's doing like his half-hearted home run celebration. This is the most anticlimactic grand slam, walk-off grand slam you'll ever see.
And it was like just these two teams coming in when they're both doing terrible and their bullpen's the issue, to blow it when the bullpen actually pitches well, but still the bullpen is the issue, even when they pitch lights out. It's a tough pill to swallow for the Diamondbacks. Granted, they won the game, so it's not a tough pill to swallow. It would have been the toughest of pills to swallow.
They've blown so many games this year, too, that I think all Diamondback fans are, like, ready to jump.
Yeah.
And this was, like, if they'd lost this one, maybe they do, but they won, so they came back off the ledge.
Yeah, what happened last night? Who won that? Oh, the Diamondbacks.
The D-backs won again.
Yeah, so they're
pretty easy win too.
So the D-backs are trending upwards. 1 game below the Mendoza line, while the Mariners continue to fall. Mariners right now are 3 games back of the Astros. Now it looks like it's the Astros' turn to just dominate the division. I don't know if anyone's...
Every year, it's like, okay, the Astros, they're done. They've lost their core. Jose Altuve is washed. They have no pitching. They're relying on Lance McCullers. No way. All of their pitching is injured, and then they just go to the ALCS.
Yeah, it's like the Astros just know every year what the exact formula is to just barely be good enough. At least the last few years, where everyone's kind of like complaining of them not doing anything, or they downgraded. But then it's like, well, you look at the division. They don't even need to be better. They don't need Kyle Tucker to be in first place. Looks like right now they don't need. Who else did they lose? They can't put a 5'4" guy in left field, even though he's never played the position and he's a future Hall of Fame second baseman. Fuck it.
They lost Bregman too.
Breggy's gone. Here they are in first place. Ben Verlander called it. Shout out to Ben Verlander. But yeah, that's a crazy division. It's funny because we've talked about how bad the Rangers have been, how disappointed they've been. They're the only team in the division other than the Astros with a positive run differential, and they're in 4th place. So the Mariners right now, who first 2 months of the season, we were talking about how, surprisingly good the Mariners have been. You look at it now, they're at the Mendoza line, 33-33, 3 games back, and they have a negative 11 run differential. So something's got to change. Something's got to change. Hopefully these pitchers get healthy, because I don't know, I know the Big Dumper's a good guy, good player, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be hitting an Aaron Judge's level. Can you rely on the Big Dumper to be Aaron Judge?
Can you rely on a catcher to play every single day? I think it's incredible that he hasn't taken a full day off yet.
Yeah, when you got an ass that big, you can squat for a long time. It's impressive. But let's move on to what's important. The most important part of the podcast. We got a sponsor, guys. We got a sponsor. Father's Day is just around the corner. You got a dad?
I've got a dad. You got a dad?
Jack, you got a dad?
I got a dad.
I got a dad. We got 3 dads in here. We got to get our dads together. We got to do a dad podcast. That'd be hilarious. You teach your dad how to research. Jack, you teach your dad how to produce. I'll teach my dad how to talk ball. And they could fucking, who knows? Boomer baseball doesn't exist. Pop off in the comments if you listen to that. But it's Father's Day, right? And you know what your father wants? He wants a Handyman Rocket Man razor from Manscaped. I use Manscaped. I've been using Manscaped for years, since they sent me one a few years ago, and I've been shaving my balls and my face with it. Not at the same time. I have 2 different razors. If you use your razor for your balls and your face, you're weird, dude. Don't do that. Get a freaking Manscaped one. Your dad, he doesn't want old ties. He doesn't want socks. He's got enough of that shit. He wants a Handyman Rocket Man by Manscaped, the ultimate grooming tool he didn't know he needed. You will absolutely love it. He will absolutely love it, and you will love it. Because you know what? You don't even have to be a dad. Maybe you buy one for yourself for Father's Day. Treat yourself. Okay? I don't have a kid, but sometimes I look at Mitchell as my son. So I got to treat my son. Mitchell, where's my Father's Day gift? You're older than me, right?
I'm older than you.
Okay.
We're both older than you.
Yeah. All right. Well, So maybe I will give you guys a Handyman razor for Father's Day. You guys deserve it. You guys have been working hard. Fuck, I meant to bring a t-shirt for you, bro. I had 2 BD t-shirts for you guys. Fuck, I didn't bring it. Anyway, back to the ad. Handyman Rocket Man will have him covered. The compact powerhouse is designed for precision, ensuring his face stays smooth and fresh. So Manscaped is known for the ball shaving stuff. And they got amazing ball shaving stuff. By the way, Manscaped ball deodorant. Have you ever tried it? I'm going to guess no.
No.
But they sent me some. I fucking would never buy ball deodorant. But once they sent me some, I've been buying it ever since. The shit makes your balls feel amazing, dude. And if they smell, even better. I mean, my balls smell fine, honestly. But I still use it because it just feels great. But this is more about the razors. Join the 12 million men who trust Manscaped and give dad the gift of a smooth, fresh face this Father's Day. Use code. Let's find out what the code is. Let's just double check what the code is, because it's honestly very important you use the code. If you buy this shit without using my code, jump off a bridge. Just kidding. You guys don't have to use my code if you don't want to use someone else's code. Just buy the Manscaped. That's what's important.
I'm trying it out right now. It looks pretty. Mitchell, can you hold that up for me?
You got it? You got it?
Oh, man, my balls are looking nice right now. Mitch, a little less handsy, please?
Sorry.
Shaving his balls live on the pod doesn't get any better than yet. So use code PDE for podcast doesn't exist. Use code PDE for 15% off your entire order at manscaped.com. Get your dad the gift he'll actually use, the Handyman Rocket Man. It's the perfect Father's Day upgrade, compact, versatile, and built for dads who need to look sharp without the hassle. Head over to manscaped.com, use code PDE for 15% off your entire order. Don't wait for Father's Day to roll around. Get him the gift he'll actually use and appreciate. That is code PDE at manscaped.com. If you buy this shit and you give your dad a Manscaped thing and you have a video of you showing that you gave your dad a Manscaped with my code, I will get you a t-shirt for sure for that. Because we need these sponsors, man. We're going broke over here, brother. Shout out to Manscaped. I actually love Manscaped. And you know what the nice thing about them is? You think, okay, maybe you think, I really want to do something special. Like, I know my dad would love a razor, but like, it's not like, I want to get something real special. But I'm telling you, they do it nice. They give you the sick box. You can add on shit. Like, it's a nice thing. Even if your dad already has a razor, which he probably does, it ain't better than these Manscaped razors.
If they don't buy it, we might not be able to have Jack around for the next episode.
Yeah.
They're going to have to buy if they ever want to see Jack again.
Jack's job and livelihood is on the line here. So please, shave your damn balls with the Manscaped. Speaking of shaving balls, there's one guy who's shaving a lot of balls in the outfield. Denzel Clark, who has stole the show in the MLB world this year. This catch he made in center field has gone mega viral because it was one of the best catches I've ever seen. Dallas Braden on the call, baby. Dallas Braden has had a fucking hell of a week, man, fighting people about this catch probability.
I mean, I get it.
Which I love because I knew I was watching. I saw the catch and Dallas had a great call on it. Freaked out. Oh my God. I was like, damn, that's a great call. And then in the middle of the game, the guy's tweeting out the fucking getting in fights with people basically. I think because, the A's have been so shit and they've been shit for the past few years. The A's have got more shit than anything. Maybe people are a little defensive, but he's been going to war over this catch, which I love to see. So go to Twitter if you want to see that. But this guy, Denzel Clark, this guy might be the best defensive. This guy might have the best defensive season in MLB history this year, and that is not an exaggeration. All right, this guy has played 17 games in just over 2 weeks. Denzel Clark has already done this in Toronto, makes an insane catch at the wall in Toronto, then almost knocks himself out, making this catch in Sacramento. Maybe I'm going too fast for the people watching online, Mitchell. Give me some time.
You got it.
Timing it perfectly. And then a few days ago, he did this. Okay, robs a home run in Angel Stadium. And the same part that Mike Trout has made like 3 rob catches. And I want to say I've seen like 10 catches in this same space in this wall. I tweeted about it. Like, we need to investigate this wall because for some reason, every time there's an amazing catch at the wall, it's in this exact same spot. Do you have any theories on that?
So a lot of MLB walls, they just don't have robbable home runs. Like no one is robbing a home run in Cleveland in the left field wall or the right field wall. Cleveland actually has some of my least favorite walls in baseball. But Angel Stadium, they've made sure that all of their walls have home run robbery potential. Even that big wall in right field that I hate so much.
I agree with that. That was a great take that you had on Twitter. The wall in right field at Angel Stadium, which is a massive you're not a green monster, but like maybe a 60% or 70% of a green monster, but it ain't a fucking real wall.
They drew the line down, and so you have some of these stupid looking home runs where the outfielder misses it at the wall and it doinks off the yellow part.
Yeah, it hits off the wall and it looks like it's off the wall, but it's like no, it was a home run. It doesn't even, you don't even get the satisfaction of a ball going in the stands. It just hits another wall. You have 2 walls.
Worst home run in baseball, I think.
Fake. They got a fucking fake wall.
But Angel Stadium, they've made sure that the outfielders can rob home runs, and I think some walls like Fenway Park, some of the bits are a little too small, but at Angel Stadium, it's just high enough that the outfielder has to make a nice jump, but it's low enough that they can. That's my theory.
Yeah, it's a great place to rob home runs, and I'd put that ahead of the Mike Trout rob for sure. I mean, there's not many. The way that he robbed that home run and then just hovered his body on top of it and then rolled off it, it was the smoothest shit you ever seen. And this guy in just 17 days has 6 defensive run saves. All right, that's the most defensive runs. Okay, sorry, the most defensive runs saved in a season is 41. He's on pace for 61 defensive run saves. He already has 8 outs above average. The most outs above average in an MLB season is 35. Clark is on pace for 81 outs above average. He's already, in 17 games, 4th in the league in outs above average for an outfielder. And again, he's played 17 games, and he's the 4th defensive best outfielder by outs above average. And if you're not familiar with outs above average, I don't fucking blame you. But it's essentially like WAR. It's an accumulative stat. So, in order to have a good one, you got to play a lot of games. He hasn't played a lot of games, and he has a good one. What does that tell you?
He's a beast.
He's a beast. So, Julio Rodriguez, who's an elite outfielder, Denzel Clark has the same amount of outs above average as him, and he's played 4 times less innings than him. And it's not like Julio Rodriguez is bad at defense. He's the 4th best defender outfielder in the league, apparently.
Like 3 weeks ago, J-Rod's probably thinking, I got this gold glove in the bag. No one's coming close to me. This guy gets called up 2.5 weeks later. He's like not even looking like he's got a shot at gold glove.
Not anymore. We got Denzel Clark out there patrolling center. There's only been 2 balls hit with more than a 0% catch probability that he hasn't caught. This is one of them, and it's a ball against the wall that he almost catches it, full speed, then drops it, comes out of his glove. But if he would have made that catch, right, like he's played 17 games, and he already has 3, almost 4 of the best catches of the year.
Catch probability had this at 5%.
Yeah, so
the only reason he drops it is because he hits the wall.
Hits the wall hard as fuck. The only 2 balls he hasn't caught with his above a 0% catch probability were 5% catch probabilities. So very fascinating player. And not only that, I mean, you have this all great research in here because he's not hitting well in those 17 games.
He is not hitting well. He's on track to break the record for outs above average in the season, like shatter it. He's also on pace to shatter the strikeout record. He has a 54% strikeout rate. Last I checked, more than half of the time he's coming to the plate, he's striking out. Over a full season, the highest strikeout rate is like 42%.
Yeah, so 40, and he's at 54%.
Yeah.
So what was, you had a stat in here that I can't pinpoint right now, but it was something like someone on Reddit like projected his stat, what his WAR would be if he continued at this pace, despite, obviously, if you strike out 54% of the time, I don't think he's going to do that over a full season, but if he did, that would be historically one of the worst offensive seasons ever.
Yeah, this is someone on Reddit, not me, but if he were to play 162 games, he'd have 299 strikeouts and 6 WAR. The record for most strikeouts in the season is 223. So he'd blow the record for strikeouts out of the water and still be an MVP candidate, according to WAR.
I love guys like this. This guy and Chandler Simpson are just the 2 most entertaining players in baseball.
Someone said, I don't know, it was someone on Twitter, I think, said if that you took Chandler Simpson's hitting ability and Denzel Clark's fielding ability, you would have the best player in baseball.
For best player of all time. You have the best player of all time. So he's 41. His OPS plus is 41. So that's dead last if it was a qualified player. Dead last, worst offensive player in baseball if he continued at this pace, and he'd still have a 6 WAR, which would put him as the top 15 player in the league.
Yeah.
His defense is so good, according to the metrics, that he could be the worst hitter in the league and still be a top 15 player.
His defense is also so good, it's kind of breaking the system. You've already alluded to it. One of his catches, the one he caught against Baltimore, it still hasn't registered according to outs above average. That's telling me like it broke the system because otherwise it would have been like a 0 and the system can't handle that. And then his home run robbery was initially at 95% catch probability because the way it calculates is just like how far does the runner or the fielder have to go? How much time does it take? Is it a wall involved? But it doesn't realize that Denzel Clark had to jump like 11 feet. Like his maximum height that he reached was 11.8 feet in the air. And most people aren't getting that because this guy is 6'5". So he's very athletic. He runs faster than almost anyone in baseball. He's tall. So he can reach these baseballs that no one else can get. And so catch probability went, I don't know. I don't get this one.
I have no idea. Yeah, because it was the best catch of definitely of the season. And then the stats came out. That had a 95% catch probability. 95% of outfielders make that catch. I don't fucking think so.
They edited it today. They reviewed it, I guess. And now it's a 75% catch probability, which I'm still not buying.
Yeah.
There's no way.
It's a 1% catch probability. I'll do it. I'll do the math in my head. Yep, 1%. Very good job. Catch of the year for Denzel Clark.
We have the picture of him at the wall. I don't think any other center fielder in baseball is catching this.
This is one of those things where it's like he could have been LeBron, but instead he just played baseball. You know what I mean? Like that type of athleticism, like the height, the strength, the speed.
Yeah, someone in his scouting report or like with the organization said he has the athleticism of prime Bo Jackson.
Ooh, that's pretty good. I wish I had that. Maybe if I keep practicing, I'm gonna start doing my calf raises more. It's my goal.
You know, one day an MLB scout will see you playing softball.
Yeah. If Jack came with the fucking camera, dick. So what other series do we want to just talk about to wrap this up? Let's check in on, the Tigers have the best record in baseball still, right?
They do.
94 run differential.
They're one of these teams that, like, I watch the Tigers, the second most team in baseball out of the teams that I watch. And I don't fully understand how they're good. They're fun to watch, but like I think AJ Hinch kind of just knows what buttons to press. You'll see Kerry Carpenter hit like the farthest home run you've ever seen, and the next at bat he's being pinch hit for because there's a lefty in, and you're like, why is Winsell Perez hitting? And then Winsell Perez will hit a double, and you go, oh, I get it now. And they've got Jack Flaherty and Tarek Skubal pitching. I don't know. And they got Dylan Dingler, who I'm really disappointed by the fans at Comerica because his walk-up song is Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks. So it has like a fan interaction bit, and the fans are just quiet for it. But
well, that song should be banned, Edge of 17. How about you don't put up the Juan Franco walk-up song for the 26-year-old Dylan Dingler? How about Dylan Dingler, you stay away from a girl who's 17 years old? Not to say that he didn't, but that's a song that was cool in the 70s. It's not cool anymore in the lyrics. You can still listen to it. But yeah, Dylan Dingler, you got to look up the clip of him. He threw a guy at second base, which is one of the most insane throwouts you'll ever see. And my boy Jordan put me on. Respect to it. Respect it. Respect it. But yeah, I think it's really the pitching staff. That's why they're so fucking good. But they are at 8.5. They are at 8 games up right now, the Minnesota Twins.
I think early in the season, I was like, I don't know if this is kind of a fluke or not. But now I'm legitimately thinking this is the AL team to compete with the Yankees.
Well, yeah, you look at those teams in that division, none of those teams come close to them. I mean, the Twins are in second right now. And the Twins, a lot of that to do with that 11-game win streak that they had going on. They've been playing good baseball, but like I can't see them competing with the Tigers. I mean, the Twins make the playoffs. It's definitely going to be a wild card. I don't think any team in that division, the Guardians,
the negative run differential Guardians.
Yeah. And then the negative run differential Royals, even with Jack Gaglione on the team. They got smacked yesterday by the Yankees. Smacked. Like it was the playoffs all over again. Let's just end it. Just kidding. Can we cut that part out?
No.
Okay, we'll leave it in. I just wanted to talk about the Blue Jays because they stayed hot too. The Blue Jays are another team where they are 7 games above 500 with a 1-run win differential. I love it, man. It tortures me. The Braves, my beloved Braves, obviously we've talked about it. They're the worst team in history. They got a +6 run differential.
The Braves lost 6 straight games, or was it 7? 7 straight games, 5 of those by 1 run. So for the last 5 games, over the last 6 games, they had a 0-run differential because their game that they've won to break the streak, they won 7-1.
We're about to get hot. I mean, run differential, is there even point of saying it? That shit don't matter. I mean, I guess it's telling in some ways. Over long term,
people want to pretend that it's more predictive than it is, but like you'll have a team like the Dodgers play a game that they're just throwing. They don't want to waste any good pitchers. They have a guy named Matt Sauer who clearly does not have his stuff, and they're just keep pitching until we can get Kike on the mound. And now that hurts their run differential, but it's one game. You let Miguel Rojas have a 40 ERA. It's not predictive of anything.
But I always go to it just because it's so prevalent. When you look at the standings on MLB.com, they'll just pop up the run differential, and you can just kind of see. Like the Nats right now. The Nats are ahead of the Braves. The Nats are 6 games below 500. Not like the Nats are playing like a great team, but they have a negative 52 run differential and are still 2 games better than the Braves, who have a positive run differential.
I bet a better way to figure it is just cut out the top like 5 games in scoring and the bottom 5, and then get like your 80th percentile run differential. But then that gets a little too nerdy, and who cares?
Dude, don't say that. You're the sabermetrics guy. You gotta own it. Even if you're not, that's what we need out of you. I want you like arguing with like Goose Gossage on Twitter about defensive run saves and catch.
The value of the pitcher win.
Yes.
Like Jorge Lopez has 6 wins. He's not even on a team, I don't think.
Yeah, I want you to start saying OPS isn't a trustworthy stat. I go by weighted on base average because I'm smart. That's the type of guy we need out of you. Who else do you? I feel like there's some other teams that I just want to shed some light on. The Orioles aren't good anymore, dude. They lost 2 in a row. I'm out on the Orioles. I said they were back. They're not out. The Tampa Bay Rays, Jack's Rays. Watch out for them because they're 5 games above 500. I know they're a bunch of NPCs, but they have a shot. They have a shot. Do not sleep on them. The Cardinals. Okay, I know the Cardinals lost 3 in a row, but would you ever expect on June 11th? Granted, I mean, it's not that late into the season. We're still a month away from the All-Star break, but they're in second place. I think the season ends today. Are they in the playoffs?
Yeah, right? No, they're right outside of the playoff window.
If the season ended today, they'd be outside the playoffs. But the Twins would be in, the Rays would be in. The Astros would win the division. The fucking Toronto Blue Jays would be in. You know who would be out of the playoffs right now if they ended today?
The Rockies.
Yeah, the Rockies would be well out of it. But the Guardians, yeah, I guess there are not too many surprising teams other than I'd say the most disappointing teams right now, if you look at it, are the Braves and the Diamondbacks, and then the Texas Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles. Well, yeah, let's get to some fan questions to wrap it up. Do you think the Braves trade Ozuna or Chris Sale at the deadline? That is a great question from Carter. I'm going to say, if I had to predict right now, I would say no. Because I don't think, now, I'm not going to tell you that the Braves are about to get hot and win the division and be the playoffs, and that we're actually a way better team than our record says. But we definitely are a better team than our record says. Okay? Because our record is terrible. We're 10 games below 500 with a positive run differential. 14 games and a half games back of the Nats. However, the teams we're really competing against when it comes to selling at the deadline are the wild card teams. So right now there's 3 spots left. We're competing with the Giants, the Padres, the Phillies. And then you could throw in the tier 2 wildcard teams, which would be like the Cardinals and the Brewers and the Reds. So you got to be better than at least one of the Giants, Padres, or Phillies. I think that could happen. Because as long as they have a shot at that, right now we're 5 games back of a playout spot. Like, hey, he's not the type of guy who's going to sell at the deadline. Not when you have all these players. We're still in our championship window. Like, you have to be really far out of it.
I think Ozuna, you could make an argument to sell, like a soft sell. Kind of like what I know the Tigers didn't expect to go on a playoff run last year, but they held on to Skubal. They traded Flaherty. They now have their starting shortstop thanks to Flaherty, and they've got Flaherty back on the team. I could see the Braves trading Ozuna just because he's a free agent at the end of the year, and that could open up more at-bats for Drake Baldwin.
Yes.
Who is kind of a rookie of the year frontrunner. Chris Sale, they've got a $18 million option on. And by pitching standards, a guy like Sale, who's 4th in strikeouts, has a 2.7 ERA.
Chris Sale's been amazing this year.
You'd only trade him if you get MLB level talent, and I think the price would just be too high.
Yeah. Problem is with Ozuna too. It's like you're right. Like that would be the other guy you trade. But how much are you really gonna get for Ozuna?
Not much,
because he's a DH and he's playing hurt right now. Like he's had a good season overall, but it's already public information that he's playing through a hip injury, and he's 35, right?
Like if a team gets desperate and they just have a black hole offensively at DH specifically, maybe you can convince them, but teams are going to have the leverage because I don't know why they did it, but they announced that he has a tear in his hip. So I'd be shocked if Sale is traded. Less shocked if Ozuna is traded. There's not a lot of leverage.
Yeah. We're going to stick it through, man. We got to stick through with our guys. Have faith. You know what gave me a little faith when we saw Ongazuna go on the road, full road uniform after a 7-game losing streak? That guy gets in a car or plane, I don't know, drives all the way to Milwaukee. He gets there, full uniform. As the entire Braves Twitter is just like,
Frank the tanking it. I was Frank the tanking it.
Yeah, it is. We got a bunch of Frank the Tanks in Atlanta right now on Twitter, but Ongazuna stays. Nope, you gotta fire up the boys. Show up to the stadium in a jersey, away jersey, and get a win. You can't win every game, but you win every series. You're looking good. And we won this series. Big series against the Mets coming up. Hey, if we sweep the Mets,
should we go? Go to New York?
No.
Watch them sweep the Mets? Baseball doesn't exist. It's dime. Let's do it.
I don't want to go to New York.
I've actually never been to New York.
Oh.
You've never been to New... It's so close.
I've never been to New York. I've never been to LA. There was this TikTok I was watching, like, have you been to these cities? And, like, I've been to 4 of the cities on the list, and they're not in America.
Damn.
Chicago's the only big American city I've been to. Like, big American city.
About Washington, D.C.
And D.C. But, like, yeah, I've never been to New York City. Have no idea what it's like.
We're going to start a GoFundMe.
It's honestly, bro, it's pretty dirty.
Nothing wrong with that. In New York. Question, what is your favorite sport to watch play besides baseball? Play? Softball. To watch? I'd have to say football. But hockey, I've been liking hockey lately this year with Ovi and my boys in the Caps. You know, we fell short of the playoffs to the Hurricanes, man, and it hurt me deeply. But maybe hockey, but probably football. Definitely football. To play? Pickleball. No, I'm kidding. I don't even really like pickleball. That's a good question. I feel like there's another low-key sport that I love to play. Softball. Love playing softball.
Jack, if you weren't watching your favorite sport, baseball, what would you be doing?
I'm a big MMA guy.
UFC.
I never miss a UFC card. I even watch the shittier leagues and just fucking binge on that shit.
Well, tell me what's going on with Conor McGregor.
Literally almost nothing. He's just like a manic freak. He's fucking huge now. He's just like a billionaire. He's all fucked up all the time. He's not a fighter, and he hasn't fought in forever.
And he's like a bad guy, which is
yeah, he's always been like kind of a bad guy. I mean, but now he's got assault charges. He's punching old men. He's
done it all. And that's the funny thing about MMA. It's like these guys are professional fighters, so they get like more leeway. Like, who's that guy who just was like Hitler's the best?
Oh, so
Bryce Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell. Yeah, Bryce Mitchell, very good at jiu-jitsu, pretty good fighter. Absolutely like the dumbest person ever.
Wants to have a beer with Hitler. Goes on a podcast, first podcast of his podcast, just goes, I'd have a beer with Hitler. He's a good guy. Yeah. I mean, I think he just did meth. That was his problem. And it's like, all right, he's fighting in 2 weeks. What are we going to do? It's like any other sport, you can't do that. I mean, if Wander Franco was in UFC, he'd be fighting next week. That's what UFC. And then Conor McGregor. What an interesting fucking guy. You know, never mind. Yeah, but Conor McGregor is a great follow on Twitter or Instagram because it's like Twitter. Because it's like every month he just does too much coke and then we'll just do voice memos calling out every single fighter in the UFC, calling his wife
like
ugly.
The end of like a heavyweight bout, he'll be like, but I'll fuck you up. And just fucking yelling and shit. It's like, okay, I guess, bro.
You're nothing. Francis Ngannou. I'll knock you back into the fucking mines, diamond mines or something like real, like not cool thing.
Whoa.
I know.
Making a blood diamond joke right now?
I'm saying that's what Conor McGregor did on Twitter. I didn't say it. But yeah, stay tuned. We'll do an MMA only episode next week with Jack if you guys want it. And that's about it. What's your favorite sport other than baseball, Mitchell?
I guess it's now football, which I can't believe. Hopped on the Lions bandwagon last year. Then
get shit on, pussy. Commanders beat that ass, dude.
I was ready to call you up on the Monday.
Oh,
and I was like, never gonna talk to Joey again.
The Durs. I'm wearing my Durs shorts right now. You see that? I got my Jose Canseco shirt.
J-Lo.
With J-Lo. He hit that. You know Jose Canseco hit that. Sorry, A-Rod. And I got my Commanders
maintaining my strength and my stamina during the whole year.
Canseco, come on the podcast. We're trying to get Canseco on. Let us know of any guests you want us to have on. We're trying to get Conor McGregor. We're going to hold him to the fire, all that bullshit he's been doing. Bad guy. And let us know. But that's all for episode 23. Thank you for tuning in. Go to Manscaped and buy a fucking razor for Father's Day. Code PDE. See ya.